Hey, this is Pastor Frank. I was heading out the other day to get into my truck, and the Lord brought back a memory. I trust that He does that in your life as well. I'm not real happy about this memory, but it did make me laugh. I was raised in the country in my formative years, a town of 700 people. My wife says I'm a hick. I tell her I'm country, and that there's a very big difference between the two. But in the country, you're pretty much a what you see is what you get kind of person. The idea of fashion and all that kind of thing, and appearance that dominates in the city, doesn't generally find its way to the country. I found Christ, though, and headed off to seminary. In seminary, I had to wear nice clothes with a tie. And I hate ties. I think they're a production of the enemy. I noticed that everyone in seminary was carrying a briefcase. And so I ditched my backpack to get a briefcase. And in my own eyes, over the next several years, I would have to say I got religionized. Appearance became very important. Position became very important. What people thought about me became very important. And the memory that God brought back to me was simply this. When I went to one of my first churches, I was there and I had met a certain pastor, and he seemed to be a really neat guy. But later on in the week, I happened to run into him, and he was wearing jeans with holes in the jeans, and boots, and a t-shirt, and holes in the t-shirt. And he drove an old, beat-up truck. Instantly, what came into my mind was this thought. What is he doing? Doesn't he know he's a pastor? He should be representing God to the community. Then I found grace. And now I drive an old truck, and I wear jeans and boots. And that's what the Lord brought to my mind the other day when I got into my truck. Do you remember what you thought when you looked at that pastor? You know, son, you were a little full of yourself. You know, I was. I think one of the things that grace does for us is it allows us to live by an 11th commandment. You say, Frank, what's that? We shall not take ourselves too seriously. You know, God built His church for 2,000 years without us. I kind of think He's going to do just fine building His church long after we're gone. When we understand that, we can enter into rest. We can stop putting up the facade and just be who we were created to be. After all, my friends, God created one of us because He wanted one of us to be a unique expression of His life in a way that no one else could on this planet. And I think that it's time for you and I, as members of the body of Christ, to stop looking and acting and talking like a bunch of cookie-cutter Christians and be the unique expression of the life of Christ that we were all called to be. Pursue that, my friends, with a tenacity. Find out who you are and let Jesus express Himself through who you are. Have a great day.